Hi, Dave here, and today we're going to do a study with me session. And I'm kind of trying to split my studies. I do want to separate human anatomy or characters in general from like mechs and vehicles and environments. So for anything that's not or that doesn't involve, say, the human body, I'm going to put it in this playlist, the study with me playlist. And for the human anatomy stuff, characters in general, I think I'm going to focus more on that in the Patreon playlist. I have a playlist on YouTube called Patreon, and I'm doing that to kind of figure out how to approach my Patreon in the future, because I do have it set up, but I don't know what to do exactly, like what to provide, to an audience and shit. So since I have that kind of covered, and I'm going to figure that part in that other kind of playlist, right now I think I want to focus more on mechs. And I recently reviewed the work of Nivan Chantara. He's a concept artist, obviously, and he does like a lot of like these organic types of mechs. And he has a very distinct style, not just in terms of his rendering, kind of inking, sketching style, but also his design sense is a bit unique, I guess. And I actually started to make like a collection thing on ArtStation, because you can actually make a kind of a folder and kind of put in your favorites and shit, your kind of favorite pieces of artwork. Although I'll say that it's kind of annoying because it's like you can't organize it as much, unlike your portfolio. You can't really organize your collections, or at least that's what I've experienced. Maybe you can, but I don't exactly know how, and it's kind of annoying because I feel like it's better to be able to do that, so you can kind of put similar artwork together, instead of it being all jumbled and shit. Anyway, so I feel like in this world that I'm trying to build, I do want to create different types of mechs. I did discuss this I believe a bit in the Design With Me episode, the recent one. And I wanted to have like a big kind of Ava. Let's just draw it instead. Like a big kind of Ava thingy. Almost like an Ava, Jaeger, Franks type of thing. This is the head. This is the person, right? And I also want like a mid-sized thing. Kind of like a, think of the Avatar and the Matrix mechs, where the person's kind of inside here. And it's kind of bulky, but it's kind of big, right? But not as big as the almost building tall kind of Ava, right? And the reason why I'm doing these different types of mechs is because I just want to. Because I am influenced by a lot of things, right? So, but I also have like the person kind of exoskeleton. I want to also kind of make designs for that. So, by the way, this world doesn't have to be like a very concrete, like specific kind of world, but I do know that I think I'm going to approach it the same way Nivan Chantara approaches his work. He just has a lean, and because he just keeps going back to that lean, he ends up kind of creating his own world, where it almost feels like what he does, like his work, belongs to a specific kind of world, because there's so much consistency, right? So I want to kind of achieve the same thing by just working on something, or on a piece, on an art piece by piece, and eventually I'm going to, create some kind of world, and maybe from there I can do more storytelling, right? Sorry. So in this kind of phase where I'm just focusing more on doing things piece by piece, or art by art, or sketch by sketch, I can maybe focus more on my skills and shit. Because I think this is why I kind of split it into two. Like, I also have like, this is the study with me, and I also have the design with me, and I feel like it's a nice split because here I can like study shit obviously, and be more. I can be more explorative, and here I can focus more on like application of like what I've learned through ideation, like coming up with all sorts of concepts and just iteration, trying to churn out the best idea out of like shit, right? So maybe she has like some kind of exoskeleton here. And I also talked about in previous videos how you need to be kind of specific. Maybe this is not a good pen to write with. I'll try this one. You need to be specific. Just because once you're kind of specific and deliberate about things, and you have deliberate and you have like focus, you can kind of use that to guide what your actions are, you know? So you want your actions can mean like the exercises that you do, or the subject matter that you kind of paint, or the things you study. It's going to make things more cohesive, right? And I think that's always a good thing, generally, right? So right now, thankfully I have this like collection of stuff that I've collected, no shit, on my ArtStation, of like, I have different folders, but I do have like a mech thing, kind of like a mech thing, and I don't know, maybe I can do this thing in the Study With Me series where I study an artist. Because I started out this kind of series by studying the mech in the Darling in the Franxx show, the anime show. So maybe I can study like a film, or I could study like an artist specifically or something. And it doesn't have to be like I don't need to have like a solid template to do these studies, right? So maybe in this kind of series I can study like forums and shit of other artists, you know, or maybe try to understand how they render things or how they break things down. It's a way for me to kind of go deeper, I guess. And I do think this would go really well again with the design stuff. So you know, we'll just start kind of doing something here. And since we've discussed like where my head is at in this sort of thing, I think we can do some studies, because I feel like there is kind of a different kinds of mechs, or different like I feel like there's some kind of spectrum, right? There are more like if I may, let me just crop this, delete everything else, lock it, and maybe we can extend the canvas down or more to the side or something. Deselect that, do this, extend the background just a bit. I'll call it G, or Control G for group, and then I'll call it just studies, right? Notes. My back kind of hurts, but yeah. I did want to kind of make this short, but like just 30 minutes long. The same with my kind of speed paint with me episodes. But who knows? Yeah. I also feel like, because I did this thing where I would do all the videos at once, the paint with me, the speed paint with me, the study with me, and the design with me series or episodes or videos, kind of as a bunch or as a batch, sorry, and then I would render them all afterward. And I feel like it's okay, but I feel like it's not it's too kind of sudden, or it's too packed. Like maybe it's better for me to kind of spread things out and kind of take big breaks in between, you know? So since we reviewed Nivhan Chanthara, we can kind of study his shit. So in my other monitor, I do have like a view of his like pieces, and he does have this, we'll try using this kind of Like he likes using kind of squarish kinds of forms and mixes it with like round forms, right? So we're just going to do something random here. Now obviously I'm not going to be in his kind of level. Maybe it's a good idea because I'm kind of just trying to make an average concept based off of seeing like his work. So I don't know if that's a good thing, or maybe I should study like one piece of his at a time. No idea. I actually don't know how to approach this study thing. You know what, maybe, I don't know. Is this a good idea? I'll try this. Let me first explain what I'm trying to go for here. Extend this even more. Because there's so many types of mechs, right? There are the more organic ones. Think of the Avas, where they basically have flesh, and it's almost like part human or part kind of humanoid. And they have like, you know, like there's a lot of like smooth shapes in it, you know? Right? So I'm just kind of doing my best here, right? It's a bit more, lots of organic forms in it, and it's just maybe like that or something, right? And it's very kind of humanoidish, or it has like a lot of organic types of forms, right? And maybe it's kind of part flesh, or maybe it's just like covered with some kind of fabric to kind of cover the mechanical parts. It's kind of a thing nowadays where you don't really have to show the mech parts. Eddie Mendoza, I reviewed his work a few episodes back in the art review series. He has the same kind of thing in his mechs, where he you know what, let's try to find it here and actually study that sort of thing. It's a similar way of representing things like Nivan Shantara does with his own shit. Where is it? Oh shit, where are you? Okay, I'm kind of lost here. Oh, there you go. It's let's say he has this, some kind of thing here, maybe some kind of connecting thingy here, right? It's kind of like that. And all of these are like folds. So the only mech parts you can really see are some of the joints, and maybe some parts like any kind of connecting part is usually kind of shown, but the limbs are generally kind of just covered with some kind of fabric. And it's an interesting way of representing a mech without going full into like detail. The only thing you really have to detail are these mechanical parts and obviously like the folds, like how it kind of gets pinched in the mech, in the kind of joints and shit. So, right, he does this kind of thing. Right? And they're kind of buff. Like Eddie Mendoza's mechs are not very thin, like Nivan Shantara. Eddie is a bit more buff, I guess. Or maybe not buff, but a bit jacked. Like they've got some meat in them. You know what I mean? So let's just move this to the side. But if you kind of see like the silhouette of his work, of Eddie's work, Eddie Mendoza's work, it's the silhouette is rounded. It's not like super sharp or super kind of squarish. It's generally soft looking for me. That's my observation. And maybe obviously like the hands are kind of mechanized and they're a bit more bulky and shit. Eddie Mendoza does like to photo bash. So his approach is going to be a bit different. But I do like the look. Like he's pretty good with like making it look decent. Because sometimes there is a photo bash kind of, there's a way to do it wrong where it's not even that consistent looking, and you can kind of tell, and not in like a good way, you know. And I'm not really. I'm seeing it from a thumbnail view, so I'm probably not doing it right. Right? So it's kind of like that, right? And he likes to keep the feet usually flat, like just kind of a stump. It's a nice way to simplify the foot, right? But yeah, so mechs are really just like bodies. Like they have some kind of mass usually in the center, right? And they have limbs, and that's pretty much it. So they're kind of like animals, really. And I think a bit of studying nature is a kind of a good thing, because you can kind of study different joints and shit. And so there is this thing that this kind of more organic looking stuff where it's not like the APU. Shit, I forgot the acronym or shit, the meaning of that. The mech in the Avatar film, and also the mech in the Matrix. Like you can see more of that bulkiness, and the Matrix you can actually see more of that mechanical thingy, or the mechanical stuff, like the hydraulics, the springs and shit. And maybe I'm not into that. I feel I want to be more of I want to lean more on this side, where it's a bit more not realistic, but organic. Sorry. Think also of the Avas. I don't want too much detail. I might want to have enough so it looks like an actual mech, right? And Eddie Mendoza likes to put like patterns in the actual folds, but that's something you can do afterward. You can do it in a new layer or something, right? And yeah. So he has this kind of thing, right? So it has this kind of look, right? Now I'm not probably I'm not doing a good job representing his work, but just check out his art station, Eddie Mendoza. I did an art review of him, so you can check that out if you want. But yeah, so there is this kind of organic side to making mechs. And it's kind of a common thing to make it more organic nowadays, instead of being so heavily kind of mechanized and shit. And the trick is to kind of just cover it with some kind of fabric, you know? Right? So it makes it look a bit more decent, or more kind of clean. So there's that kind of thing, right? It's a bit more bulky but curvy because of the way, like, the fabric plays a big role in it. The fact that it's kind of covered, like it has its own skin in a way. That's kind of an interesting concept, right? So maybe I'll just write skin here. I don't know, skin. Shit, this is getting small. Let's make it bigger. Extend the background just a bit. There you go. Right? So there's that. We'll just write skin here in the bottom. Skin. We also have... Now I do have my kind of other monitor here, like on the side, to kind of check my reference. There's also... Shit. Like there's so many kinds of mechs out there. And I feel like it's good to have like a go-to kind of artist, or if not an artist, a style of, like, you need to have some kind of reference to be able to guide your work. And even though there's like a lot of mechs or kinds of designs out there, you want to pick the one, or focus on the ones that's kind of where your lean is. So if my stuff is going to be more organic, I should focus more on organic kinds of mechs, right? Because there are mechs like the Transformers, right? And they have so many like mechanical parts shown, and that's not my thing. I believe even Evan Lee has a piece. He has like I believe it was for a film project, and it's an awesome looking kind of mech, but it's so full of details that I don't know. I kind of, because I also want to be able to tell stories with it, right? And I feel like it's easier if it's also cleaner. Obviously, that's not the main thing that's kind of guiding me. It's really just more of a style thing, but I've noticed that maybe it's one of the reasons why in anime the mechs are usually kind of simple or organic because they're easier to animate maybe. And in more bulky kinds of anime where you have like bulky mechs in anime, they usually, you can tell that they're using kind of a 3D base, I think, to help them with the animation and shit. So I don't know, maybe that's just kind of my take on it. So yeah, there's fuck, let me just go back here. Jesus. So these are actually more like these mechs right here. They're more in this size, right? Where they're kind of, the person is not that, where it's pretty small. It's kind of like here, right? That's kind of the scale of things. And this is, it could be like an automated thing, or it could be like piloted somewhere here or something. And usually in his work he'll put like a pilot with a similar armor to the actual mech, so it's probably piloted by a guy, right? So there's this, but I also am interested in, there's this artist called Ted Zhang, and he's a bit different. He focuses more on babes, but he does have a few pieces where, because there's this kind of thing, right? Where it's on in this size, but Ted Zhang focuses more on this kind of thing. He does focus more on characters, but he knows how to place armor in them. Like, it's not just, you know, the skin is like always kind of exposed and shit, with like the tits being out. It's a bit tasteful. Like, it feels like, even though she's like, the characters are kind of hot, they're heavily armored and it feels like they can fight, you know? So I love the kind of look. Because in my world, I do want the mechs obviously to kind of be in some kind of fight, right? So let me just zoom in into one of his works and we'll try to study it. And he actually likes to add like wheels to it, right? Shit. What the fuck? So we'll just write Eddie Mendoza here just to be Eddie Mendoza, right? So we're kind of doing studies of different kinds of mechs, and we're also referencing the artists so you can study them if you want. So there's also an artist called Ted Zhang. And we're going to try to capture the gesture of shit. That's horrible. Jesus. Ted Zhang. So maybe this episode may run an hour long because it's already kind of 24 minutes, or we're 24 minutes in, and it's not enough time to do a study. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe. So Ted Zhang is a bit different. Like, he'll have like some kind of a thingy here, and the head of the chick is actually right here, right? Big shoulder armor here, and the body is somewhere like even the face is kind of covered a bit with some kind of mouth guard perhaps, and here's like the tits. The waist is pretty small, and I like it. It's cool, but there's some kind of armor in it, or surrounding it, I guess, and it has like a nice powerful, like, you know, And they're obviously like in heels, but the armor is for like the human person. Shit, it's meant to be more of an exoskeleton in a way, right? Kind of like. Although for Ted Zhang, like the thing that I'm reviewing now, it's more of like an armor, but I do like the look, so we'll try to shit. So the hand is a bit here, right? There's a bit of armor, obviously, in like the hand, right? And it's just cool. And the other side is kind of here, and the other hand is here. It has like a shield thing, and then the knees are kind of here. The knees are kind of, it has its own kind of armor thing, or a knee pad, right? Some smooth parts. Maybe it's also part of the armor, but maybe it's a bit more like flexible. Some kind of carbon fiber thing or something, right? And I do want to make like stuff like this too, not just like these. And since I'm focusing also, I did mention this, I do want to like do more like female characters, obviously. So it's probably a good idea to study the way others do it, like how they do their own female characters. And I love it when they can make a heel or heels look good in armor. Shit, it's kind of hard, but right? It just looks cool to me. Now I know it's not practical. A lot of like art is not practical, but if it looks cool, it's cool, you know? Anyone, let's make this smaller or something, or move it up, or just extend the fucking screen. Am I right? Or the canvas, I'm sorry. Because I do want to show more organic forms, right? So yeah, it's good to study more organic things like people and shit. And yeah. And of course there are like other accessories here and shit, but that's kind of the gist of it. I can't really see the head anymore, shit. And the tits are kind of wrapped in some kind of armor as well, just because it's, you gotta keep them safe. And the face is kind of right here, or the head. I'm just trying to capture the gesture, right? But that's the essential idea of it. Maybe the nose is somewhere like this. And he does have then like an anime style, so yeah. For my characters, I also don't know what style or how realistic should I go. Like I don't know how stylized it should be, or realistic, or fuck. I'm retarded. Hopefully you get the point. Right? So that's just one example. Let's try to find another work of Ted Zhang. Because I don't want it to be too like industrial looking. I want it to be organic looking. Whoa. So we'll study more of Ted Zhang for a minute here. He has one more piece that's pretty fucking awesome. You know what, we'll have to maybe extend the canvas here, because it's a pretty big kind of thing. Maybe we'll just turn off the notes, because we don't need that technically. Ew. Ew. So it helps, I actually think it helps to kind of capture the gesture of things when doing like a study. Like that's one way to kind of break down something through gestures. because usually when you start out your concept, you start with kind of like a quick sketch, right? And then you build it as you go. But you need to start with something that already looks good in this kind of level. I mean, look at this. And look at this. These are based off of Ted Zhang's and Eddie Mendoza's concepts. And they look already good in this thumbnail. Just me studying it, it's like I'm capturing their essence, you know? And at this kind of level, it already kind of looks awesome. So they also have like I guess an understanding of shape design, like what makes something interesting in terms of like shapes and shit. Like what's the best kind of relationship, or how should something be like how often a shape ought to be represented and stuff like that. I can work on like the details later, like I can work on studying folds, studying like the armor thingy later on, but I think I need to have like a good understanding of gestures first. So in this other piece, he has like a head here, right? We'll try to capture the gesture as best as we can, right? The head is kind of like this, it has like an armor thingy, right? The face is kind of like here, right? You got the eye, right? Got some mouth guard here, and there's so many like mechanical parts to it, and that's going to take time for me to kind of understand, or you know, I'll have to like stuttering bitch. I'll have to shit. The background music that I have is so fucking loud. Oh my god. And the shit. This one sounds too epic. I just want something relaxing. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we're back. So this is we're studying Ted Zhang. I think I'll stop with this one for Ted Zhang because I feel like I'm taking most of the the canvas here. So let me just move Ted Zhang just a bit. I may not do an art review of his work just because I don't know, maybe I will. Because whenever I review someone, I want the work to be kind of consistent. That's just my thing, so I can kind of but who knows, fuck it, you know, maybe one day. If he's in my list, because I have like a list of like people to review or artists to review, I'm going to review them most likely. So we've got that, right? Some cable thingy here, and shoulder. The hands are kind of packed because it has like armor in it, right? So it's kind of like that. The shoulder is kind of, even her suit has like multiple like sections. And I kind of want to go beyond just like the Ava and Frank's type of suits, because the pilots do have suits, but they're a bit simple. And I want to add a bit more to it, kind of like Ted Zhang. You know what? Maybe I will link like the artists, their portfolios in the description below, just for convenience, and because I'm a good person. So, awesome kind of back here, some armor as well, and tasteful, subtle boobs, right? And it goes like this. Very petite. And she's kind of walking in some kind of thing, like an armor. It's actually a cool concept. Like, she's piloting something that's not exactly meant for the full figure or full body. A lot of it's leg heavy essentially. So, and the designer is kind of packed, and I'm just trying to capture the best, or the main shapes as best I can. And again, learning how to do this is going to take time, but right now, again, we're focusing on the gestures. Right? So it's kind of like this. And then it does this thing. I made a mistake here. So I don't know if this will help me, but you are studying with me, so if you see me fail, it's for you. I'm doing this for you and for me, you know, so if this may not work for me, this may work for you. So just try, do whatever you need to do, or just try something, you know. Do whatever it takes to, well, not whatever it takes, but try to make yourself better, you know. And I do feel like I need to focus a bit more. Like I need to have a slant and really go into like skills more than story, you know. I can still kind of build my world bit by bit, and I can just refine my tastes, and I can just do work in that kind of way. But I feel like the bulk of my work should just be studying, or like getting better at my skills, because if you don't have good skills, like if your skills aren't there, you're not going to be able to illustrate your story well. And I think I mentioned this in the speed paint, the recent speed paint video. Like I don't think about making videos just because I've already established like my skills. Like I've learned how to like post-process video, whether it be the actual video or the audio. Like I have like a whole system that just works, and it gives me creativity to just focus more on the art reviews, these videos that I'm doing right now, the art with me stuff, the Patreon, on YouTube videos, the brushback demos, and of course the biggest chunk of my YouTube channel would probably be the art with me series, where I paint, where I do speed paints, where I do designs, where I do like studies, like I'm doing right now. And I don't really think about making them anymore. I mean, I have like the idea, but I don't, like, nothing is getting in my way, you know? Just because I already have like the skills and the systems in place. Like I have a process set. And I feel like when it comes to like my art, I don't have a concrete kind of process yet. And that's another thing when reviewing the art reviews, or doing the art reviews. If you check out like the artists that I review, and if you just kind of click on the links and check out their portfolio, there's this consistency in their work, and it's going to make things easier when they're trying to come up with concepts, just because they already have like a process in place, and their work is going to look somewhat similar to each other, because again they have like a solid dependable thing. So maybe I'm in that stage where I just need to develop my, I guess, style or process in general, and know how to kind of handle that, right? Right, so in this leg, like look at how heavy the legs are, right? Like most of the armor is in the leg, so that's kind of cool. And it even has legs behind the leg, like smaller ones, but I won't include it just because it's too big. And she also has like a fucking sword, or a very mechanized kind of lance. But I think this is kind of enough to kind of show that he's fucking awesome. And I also want this sort of thing in my work. Maybe not overboard, because I do want to maybe in the future tell stories with it, but who knows. I'll figure it out as I go. But I do know that I need to develop this side as well, right? And by the way, look at how great my drawings are when I have reference. I mean, these are just sketches, but they feel good. But it not only shows what I can do as a student, as a learner, like I can break shit down, but it also shows you that Mr. Eddie Mendoza here and Mr. Ted Zhang are fucking awesome, right? Like their work is meant to be studied. Ooh, right? hopefully one day someone will like do an art review of my shit. Maybe it's going to take a while, like maybe a decade or something, but I believe. I'm starting to believe. So we have like Ted Zhang, Eddie Mendoza is the E is kind of too far off. Ed and Eddie. Eddie Mendoza. Oh, we'll move Ted Zhang just a bit here. There you go, Ted Zhang. Right? I do like the suit here where it's not heavily mechanized. There are some like designs in it, some parts where it has like armor and shit, but it's kind of kept minimal. A lot of it's actually in the head, right? And that's okay. So let's check other artists in my collections. Where are you? Again, maybe I need to write down the fact that some words to kind of guide me. I do like female. Because I want to draw like female characters and not, maybe in the future I'll draw dudes because I have to. It's just natural, right? But I want to obviously focus more on chicks. I want organic. I'll just say lean, meaning I want to lean on this side because it's going to have like mechanical parts, but I do want it to be more organic, like biological in a sense, right? Not too mechanized because like I want it to be almost like a part creature thing. Maybe, I don't know. Plus some mechanical, some shit, horrible handwriting, some fuck me, some mechanical. Yeah, you get the point, right? So just writing something, these words down may help you. I know it's going to help me just be more. It's going to guide my shit. Where's the fucking head here? You get the point. What else? I also don't like too much like shit on the armor or on the mech. Because sometimes there are like designs out there that are so heavy on the details, and it puts me off a bit. It's the same way with comics when someone like renders the muscles too much, and you can see like all short or all like the shadows of like the individual muscles in the body. It's taking away from the main thing to me, or for me. So it's the same thing with like details in general. Just show enough, not too much. Okay. So right now I'm trying to study an artist that's a bit on the organic side. Well, there is Nivan Shantara, but I feel like I should do one more before him or something. Oni-chan. I'm just scrolling here on my other screen. Okay. Because there's also like oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, I'm already past 30 minutes, so fuck it. Maybe this video will go for like an hour and a half, maybe. And I actually feel like I want the mech to be a part of like the pilot. Like, I want to make that kind of connection that it's like the mech is based on the pilot, like it's part of its genetics. Like how the mech looks, it's kind of a reflection of the pilot, and they have this kind of like even the mech maybe has a mind of its own a bit, and it's always kind of tied to the pilot. Maybe it can like get hurt the same way that, you know, like if one gets hurt, the other gets hurt as well. I don't know. I'm thinking about like bits of stories and ideas of what I want my thing to be. But yeah, again, maybe I should write skills just to kind of remind me that skills are important to tell a story. That doesn't mean it's like an either or where you have to like 100% focus on just developing your skills. You can make time to kind of write some notes that you have of like script ideas, story ideas, or events in your world, or just scenes in general, or do some sketches. Right? It's not bad. You're kind of contributing. And I can do that in the Design with Me series, maybe Design with Me series. Okay, and I can work on my skills in the Study with Me series, right? Okay, and also in the Patreon, because I'm trying to study human anatomy, and I know it's going to be a big part of my world building because it's going to contribute a lot to my characters. And I'm still trying to figure that out as well. Hopefully, in maybe a month or two, I can like really go into like making some consistent work for Patreon. Because right now I'm focusing actually on doing the membership on YouTube, where I just kind of figure out what to do and make kind of videos about it. So yeah, I'm kind of being productive that way. I guess. So yeah. Okay. So right now I'm working on my skills, just trying to get the gist of the designs of other people, right? You know what? Fuck it. Let's go for maybe Prog Wang. Prog Wang doesn't have like a lot of work on his art station. However, he has like a lot of organic looking things in his portfolio. And he has like one piece where he works on, where he has like an environment. It's more focused on a vehicle, but I've seen that, like a piece of that thing, or that specific piece on Pinterest, and it's been pinned so many times. And I've always kind of wondered who made that thing in the first place. And I've seen this piece, or you can't see it, but I've seen it during my high school years. So it's been a while, but it still looks good till this day. So let's just study his art station here. I have it on the side. Maybe I should Oh, I know why these ones are pretty small. Because I'm looking at the portfolio in the big kind of view, where you see like the squares, like the thumbnail views of like every piece. But for this one, I did kind of focus more on the I had the image or the art piece in one page. Okay, so let's have or do the same thing. This one's pretty cool. Even the design is like fucking awesome, right? Oh shit, you can't see it. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I'll show it through the Anyway, I'll yeah. Hi, I'm back. So I did kind of take a break. Just a quick break. So I think I was going to kind of study the work of Prog Wang. Again, I will be linking his art station along with Ted Zhang and Eddie Mendoza in the description below. Oni-chan. Yes. So we'll just write Prog Wang here. Right, Prog Wang. So he's also an organic kind of guy, or based on his designs. He likes to go for more organic forms in his mechs. So we'll study a few of them here, maybe just one or two. Hmm. We'll try and keep it gestural, right? So there, it's actually more of a creature. It feels like some kind of creature, right? Now hopefully you actually check out his portfolio so you can see what I'm trying to sketch here. And he doesn't have a lot of work, so you'll be able to find it. And I think it's been a while since he has posted, so fuck. So what pen am I using? Oh. By the way, I also feel like I should kind of... I think I'm going to unpublish my graphic brush pack and kind of combine it with the ink brush pack. Because I've noticed that I kind of reused quite a few of the graphic brushes for my own ink stuff. And maybe it's better to kind of combine them instead. And I'll still call it the ink brush pack, but I'll give like bonus brushes, essentially, that are actually just graphic brush pack or graphic brushes. Right. Again, we're not trying to be super accurate here, but we're trying to get the gist of things, right? Cable, some kind of cable. And it has like a thing here. It's almost like a crab. And I feel like a lot of mechs do feel like crabs or crustaceans because they have like the armor thing, right? And they're kind of segmented and shit, so it kind of makes sense to study more insects or crustaceans in general because they're just so similar in terms of like form and shit, so right? So we're just studying the forms here, just the general gist of it, I guess. It kind of repeats on here as well. Sometimes it's hard to see how far you've come, you know, when it comes to your art. And it's helpful to have some kind of record, but that always won't be possible, right? So this thing on the top is actually kind of longer, but fuck it, you don't have enough space. It has like some kind of hydraulic thing here. Shit. Lots of like mechanical-esque stuff here. On the other side, right? On the other side. And it has like two arms, one in the front and one in the back. It's so kind of it's a very genius kind of a... It's a cool design, right? And even the armor again looks very kind of crab-like because it's so curvy in the edges, you know? And the way it's kind of stacked onto each kind of plate, it reminds me of a crab, right? It has like small like feet to kind of grab onto the ground and right? So we're not even doing the details, but you can kind of get the feel of this mech. Like it's it has like strong legs. It has something in the bottom of it, some kind of gun, or no, it's actually the body. And there's also this thing where there are kind of like handles. Nivan Shantara likes doing this. It's kind of like a pipe to kind of help. It's I'm not sure if it's for protection to kind of guard the equipment, or it's some kind of grabbing thing. But it's, yeah. Right? I do recommend you check out Nivan Chantara. I think we'll be doing like a study of his work as well here. And look at it. Look at how at this level of sketching, it's very gestural and shit, but you can tell that it's organic, you know. And what's so cool about Prog Wang's work is that it's actually kind of consistent. Not just the design, but the color scheme as well, you know. His mechs aren't very colored. They're kind of like white, brown, kind of like almost pastel. Well, not pastel, but it's a white gray kind of mech, white gray brown thing. And it has like a small arm in the back. It's so cute. And it's actually holding on to something. And these ridges here on top kind of make it look like a crab as well, right? Like this is the shell, right? Some kind of mechanical thing here. Little bits of info that I don't know how to illustrate. But right now I think we're just focusing on getting the feel of this thing, right? The gun, or this kind of organic kind of mech. Right? It's even the gun, everything is kind of organic here. Lots of pipes, right? Lots of wiring shit here. And some handles as well. Kind of like this one. And I can always work on the details later, right? And it would help if I had like some kind of reference. I'll make this shorter, just for the page's sake. Right? I think it's some kind of gun, maybe. I can't really see the holes and shit, but even the corners of this kind of thing and this thing and this thing is a bit rounded. It's not the sharp thing. And yeah. There you go. Pretty cool. Oh, the other leg. It's on here, and it's actually splits like this. It's kind of like a high heel, but it's more awesome. Right? I feel like the leg ought to be here more. Like, you don't have to do this if you're kind of just studying things, but by just moving it here, what you're doing and doing this sort of thing, right? And making this leg more like this, you're making it look more stable, right? Because in the previous one, it was actually, it felt like it was about to fall. And yeah. So rough indication of shadow with line, right? This image is getting big. Oof. Right? Got some pipes here as well. right? We're just simplifying the whole thing with gestures, and it actually looks decent, right? And again, in this stage, it looks kind of interesting, right? It looks very playful. Let me just move this a bit. It's a bit too close to Ted Zhang sketches. Maybe I'll do one more for Prog Wang. Although, I don't really need to anymore, right? Because it's so big. Like it's filling up the whole page. I think you kind of get the point anyway. And I think these notes are kind of helpful, these visual sketch notes, because I can kind of refer to Eddie Mendoza, Ted Zhang, and Prog Wang, and maybe if I'm kind of struggling with a mech, if I want it to look like a certain way, I can consult these gestures, and you know, since I have the name here, I can kind of check them out again and just review their work a bit more. Right? So for Ted Zhang, he's a bit sharper. There are some curvy stuff, but it's a bit more slender and almost sharp in some areas. Eddie Mendoza's mechs are typically rounded, kind of thick, but not super slender, but they have a bit of mass in them. Prog Wang is more kind of like rounded. He likes to go like puffy, crab-like. Very cool. Yeah. I think I should just move on, because he has a few more that maybe I could study, but I think I kind of get the gist of it, right? Thick. The point is thick. Think crabs. Yeah. This one feels like a fish. Well, not a fish, but kind of like a shark, right? I feel like there's something wrong here. Let me consult the images again, because I feel like, oh shit. Let me just erase, because I want to make it accurate. Well, not accurate, but I want to be able to find the face here. So we'll have to redo that. The boobs are here, so let me find the face. It's somewhere over here, right? Somewhere over. Like you've got like a mouth guard. It's almost like a mask. This one's actually pretty long, and I think doing these studies can help you see like the big shapes, and I think that's going to help me in my designs as well, right? So this is like the eye, right? Armor. So this one is not exactly, again, an exoskeleton, but it's a kind of armor that's actually kind of cool looking, so yes, I like it. And again, we're just seeing the big gestures and the big shapes. Yeah, this is way more accurate, or way more closer to the actual work of Ted Zhang. And he has like a hairline here, some kind of hair, or right? Not too bad. I think it's time to go for maybe I should move Prog Wang over here. Right to the right of Eddie Mendoza. I'll extend the canvas more. Yes. So we're past an hour now. So fuck. But that's okay. You know. I do think the studies should be a bit longer. Kind of like the design stuff. I did actually change kind of my schedule. I want the paint with me and the speed paint with me to be kind of in the same category, and I want the study with me and the design with me to be in their own kind of category, because they're kind of more related to each other that way, and it's kind of a nice kind of follow through. So right now we're going to go for Nivan Chanthara, right? Am I right or am I right? Oh wait, there's also this guy. He's Oh yeah, I forgot. Shinku Kim is also a guy I should study. Shinku Kim, because he does like a lot of mechs. So maybe I'll at least do one example of the artist that I should refer to when doing my mechs. And again, I do have these notes. I want it to be female. I want it to be organic, biological, with some mechanical parts, of course, to make it, you know, like a machine, look like a machine. And yes, right now I'm focusing on skills, right? There's like a split between skills and the story or world building, right? World building. But they also feed off of each other, although the skills should be more prioritized, because it takes skill to be able to say a good story or tell a good story, you know, because I don't want to have a certain quality. I don't want just like a simple gestural sketch, you know. I want it to look kind of good, you know. Shit. Wow, these sketches are fucking awesome. And by doing this, I'm kind of transferring their gestures to me, right? So this is kind of the cool part about studying people's work, is that you can kind of get how they do it by just kind of breaking down their own art. So, yeah, I think I was going to search for Shinku Kim. Let me just, yes. He's been changing his style recently, and he can also do like photo bash stuff. And he's been doing like a lot more artwork with his iPad. But he has like a series of work that looks so similar, and you can see him use the same kind of flat brush again and again. So I do recommend. Again, I will link his portfolio in the description below. And you'll see him use, like, there's a series of work where he has a series of work where he really likes to get into using the flat brush to do his concepts, and they're kind of impressionistic, right? Although it's a bit tight. So I think I can study him for my to kind of up my fuck. I think I can study him to kind of improve my quality a bit, or to kind of raise my standards just a bit. So we'll have to do. Now, if there's a yes, it should be like organic stuff, right? If there's a no, it should be like heavy, almost like Transformers, like Transformer types of mechs. Fuck, there's something in my throat. I'm essentially going to avoid the Transformer types, where you can see like a lot of the insides of it and all of the moving parts and shit. I'm going to avoid that, because let's say you're doing a keyframe or some kind of, maybe a comic panel or something. It's going to take so long to kind of fill in the gaps. So yes, we're going to try to find a more organic, simplified type of thing. So Shinku Kim, right? Who else? Zach Foreman. I think Zach Foreman also has decent work. Although it's a bit more, it's starting to become mech-ish, like very mechanical, but like it's almost at the tip of being mechanical. Where is it? Shit. fuck. I have like a lot of artists to review. Fuck. And it's kind of scary. You know what? I don't have to do everything in this one session, but I feel like I've done like 3, right? Like 3 artists. You know what? Maybe I'll save time. And, cause, you know, it's okay to not finish everything. So I think 1 hour is kind of a good enough amount of time to study. I can continue things tomorrow. There are a few names. Maybe I should just list the names that I should kind of put down or kind of study, or the artists that I should break down their mechs or thingies with on. Fuck. So there's Nivan, huh? Chantara. There's also Lee Yong-gyun. Gyun. I haven't done an art review yet of this dude, but eventually I will, because he has like a lot of work. And again, his work is very consistent, so that's awesome. I also have to review the work of... And I'm generally going to go for people that have consistent work, just because also I can kind of study their work better. And yes, so let me just check out Zach Foreman's portfolio again, just to kind of see if he's more consistent. Yes, Zach Foreman. I like it. It's a bit more like there are more shapes. It's not just one smooth shape. It's like very clumpy, but it's still kind of organic, right? So we'll put in Zach Foreman here. Zach Foreman. Did I do an art review of his work? I don't think so. Maybe. I can't remember. Who else? Who's on my collections here? Oh yeah, Shinku Kim. I almost forgot. Shinku Kim. Who else? Let me just finish my... Okay. I want a type of design that I know will really help me, or that's already kind of part of my tastes, right? So I shouldn't try to do something that's not really my thing, like super heavy mechanical stuff. Not my thing. Okay. Oh yeah. And there are more like weird ones. Like Thomas Estepanian. He's drawing mechs, but they're very organic. Like it's covered with skin, or it's you can't really see the mechanical parts. So it's very close to the Evangelion types of mechs, where if you look at the arms of the Evangelion, even the way it's kind of animated in the anime, it's almost kind of like flesh-like, because it is technically flesh, right? But it's also part mech, so yeah, it kind of goes beyond. It goes further than Eddie Mendoza and Nivan Chantara. Like it looks way more organic. It almost looks like an alien, but you can tell it's kind of like a mech that just has some kind of covering. So let me write that down. Thomas Estepanian. Now this won't be an art review, obviously. When I study the work, I'll have to do like a legit episode for them, so you can kind of see the whole thing. For me, I'm just going to study like a few of their or one of their pieces and just jot them down here for more of a reference thing. I could like just bring in a photo, but I feel like by sketching, I can kind of get some of them in me. Oh shit. So under Thomas Panyan. We also have Milan Nikolic. It's kind of like a mech, but it's very in the category of Thomas Panyan, where it's very organic. It almost looks like an alien. Milan Nikolic, right? So we also have wait, I have so many tabs right now. Let me just close them up because I have their names here now, so I think it's cool. Oh, I know. So let me just oh, I have Shinku Kim, so that's done. Zach Furman is inside. There's also this other guy. He does like they're more like exoskeletons, but he does like chicks, and like he only has like 6 pieces in his portfolio, but they're so high quality and it's so awesome. It's a bit more refined, but I like the approach of it. So let me find him. Oh, he doesn't even have like a legit name. His username is kind of different. It's trial_type KOF, based in Shanghai, China. But if you check out his work, it's awesome. Oh yeah, I have this. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh shit. Sorry. I have to take note of it. For the next kind of study session. I just want to make sure that I'm reviewing their portfolio, so I know that there's enough work, or there's enough consistent work for me to kind of study. Right? Let me just shit. Fuck. And again, organics. I need organics. Not very like sharp and detail heavy. Almost slender even sometimes, or just it feels natural for a mech, right? I think these are okay, although I feel like I should include more. Fuck. Trying to find yeah. Maybe I have like too many influences, and that's not too bad. But it can hinder me. I think this could be a bad thing if you have like too many influences. So it's good to have some kind of limit, I guess, when you're trying to study, and you know. Oh shit, this is kind of hard. Oh, there's also this fuck. Let me write this guy. I think I'm going to be specific. Mechs. We're studying mechs here, not human anatomy, because there are like character designs with mechs or with mechanical parts because they have like an exoskeleton suit. So I want to be wary of that because sometimes it can get too much into human anatomy, and I want to separate that from the so let me just write trial underscore K or type. Let me just write it because it's kind of not it's a weird username. Trial. Shit, come on. Trial, right? Underscore type capital KOF type. It's an E. Jesus. KOF. So let me just delete that or close that tab. Shit. I don't know. I want to make sure I pick the best ones that really that I know really influence me or really leave some kind of mark, you know. Maybe something that's a bit more distinct. Oh yeah, we have this guy. We also have, he's more of a character artist, but he does have a few pieces that have like mechs in them or mechanical parts like an exoskeleton. But the thing is, he doesn't have a lot of it, so it's going to be hard to study that kind of shit. However, it looks cool as fuck. Oh no, we have like another one. You can't really see what I'm doing right now, but I'm in my other screen, so you're probably hating on me right now. Where are you? There you go. I found ya. Very heavy on the babes, which is cool, but it's a bit too. But I do like his work because it's so like high quality. It's almost rendered, heavily rendered and shit. Yeah, I like how he put some armor in like his chicks. So let me write down his name. Ren Wei Pan. Ren Wei Pan. Okay. And we also have shit, I have so many tabs. Yeah, it's fine. Give me a second, I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry again. But we're basically going to end the video now. Because we've done enough for today. And these will be the artists that I will be reviewing or kind of studying in the following episodes of the Study With Me series. But I also think I need to just add in some extra stuff like the the Ava, right? Evangelion Franks from the, or Darling and the Franks, sorry. Darling and the Franks, because they really helped me in kind of finding this focus. So I feel like I should take note of them, right? Darling and the Franks. Also the Edge of Tomorrow. I think I talked about this in one of the Design With Me episodes. Edge of Tomorrow. Right? I do like the design of the Angel of Verdun. Hopefully I'm spelling it right, Verdun. And also the AUP and APU. AUP, Armored. There's the Armored Personnel Unit from the Matrix film. And we have the one in the Avatar film. Avatar Mech. Avatar Mech name. Fuck. Oh, the AMP, Amplified Mobility Platform. AMP. Right? So, Avatar. But we also have like the film, the Pacific Rim films. So the Jaeger kind of design, I do like it. So these are more like notes of my inspirations, I guess. And even though these are a bit more mechanical heavy, I can kind of break it down and try to find a way to make it more organic, I guess. But yeah, I feel like I should take note of these as I study these artists as well. So yeah, I'll be doing more like gestural stuff like this. Seeing more of the shapes and shit. And hopefully I can transfer all of these to my own work in the Design With Me series. So yeah, thank you for watching. Keep painting, or keep drawing, keep painting, and stay free.